Picture yourself sitting in a dermatologist's office. The doctor is running behind schedule. You're trying to remain calm, but the longer you sit there, the more nervous you become. The reason? You have skin cancer and are having it burned off your ear. Bet you wish you had used some sunscreen instead of that baby oil when you were lounging in the sun. Applying sunscreen can reduce the risk of skin cancer. I am now in my early 30s, and I am very conscious of my skin's appearance, and I refuse to let myself become one of those old ladies with leathery skin or die from melanoma. Therefore, I thought that it would be worth researching and sharing the benefits of proper protection from the sun. People are living longer than before. I think it is important to take preventative measures to ensure you are able to have healthy skin later in life. Quote, over the last 40 years, the incidence of non-melanoma and melanoma skin cancer has increased in many countries, a trend which has been likened to an epidemic, topping Nascoma, Nawada, and Heman, 2013. Before we can talk about preventative measures, it is important for us to understand how you get skin cancer. You can even get skin cancer from solar or artificial exposure. People aren't very conscious in the sun. Quote, studies suggest that ambient sunlight plays an important role. Pathogenesis of non-melanoma skin cancer. Chang and Cockburn and Pang, 2012. People love to tan and often don't think about the ramifications of lounging in a bed for an extended amount of time. Quote, in June 2009, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, an advisory group for the World Health Organization, announced that ultraviolet emitting tanning devices were proven to be associated with an increased risk of carcinogens, specifically UV radiation exposure from tanning bed use with cancers of the skin. McWhitter and Hoffman and Gautiez, 2015. It is important to look for signs of skin cancer. Moles that change color or are oddly shaped, and even lesions on the skin. Last but not least, let's talk about what you can do to prevent skin cancer. Wear sunscreen that is at least 30, has a USV of 30% or more. Quote, in the framework of the Nuremberg trial, 1,621 participants were followed over a 15-year period or time to evaluate whether application of sunscreen during the first 4 to 5 years of follow-up decreased the risk of primary cutaneous melanoma in long term. It was found to decrease it by 33%. Enicom, Hughes, and Green, 2014. Number 2, you can limit your exposure to the sun. And number 3, you can wear a sun hat and protective clothing. In conclusion, it is clear that skin cancer is caused over exposure to ultraviolet light, whether it be to artificial or solar. It is also clear that affects a growing population, whether it is malignant or not. The solution is clear. Stop laying in the sun or in a tanning bed. You won't show off your tan from a coffin. And nobody found the movie Something About Mary with the old lady anywhere close to being attractive. I remember the fear in my friend's mother's eyes as she told us she had skin cancer. Rachel and I made a promise that we would treat our skin as a temple and not as a tent. So put on your sunblock and protect that skin you're in because it's the only one you're going to get.